What's going on, Kondo? This is Kiseki, and in today's video I want to talk about Kondo, which is the president of Falcom. For those who don't know, for the past 3 weeks Kondo has been in the States, and he's been going to all different kinds of gaming platforms to talk about Kondo 3. He's been promoting it, he's been answering fans' questions about the Kiseki series overall. So I want to go over and talk about a couple of MAs that he did and talk about the game. The gameplay in the background is the Nisa stream that he did, the Nisa stream that Nisa did with Kondo. He talked about the game, he was answering people questions. So there's a couple of questions here that I want to go over on this particular stream, which is why I'm going to be showing it in the background here. So at 9:50 timestamp, one of the people asks, is Nayura Kiseki is related to the Kiseki timeline? One of the biggest thing, or one of the leaks that I was talking about on my last couple of videos, was if Naira was, people were speculating that it was tied to the main, Kiseki story. And Kondo answer is not really straightforward. He mostly says it's more than likely not related to the Kiseki timeline. But I have a feeling that Kondo really doesn't know the answer to this question, mainly because even though he oversees everything of the game, he oversees the writing, the whole development of the Kiseki games, he's not exactly the one that is going to make the final decisions or whether it's going to be connected or not. So it's kind of up in the air. He says it's more than likely not related, but he doesn't really settle down and say, hey, it's not really related, don't worry about it. So it's up in the air whether it's going to be related or not. We're just going to have to wait and play the next Kiseki game. So there you go. Another question that Kondo answered, or I guess more like a question they asked Kondo, he answered. It was 31 and 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, on the timestamp. He says, why? One of the persons says, why class 7, not class 6? And I thought this was an interesting question because even I myself was wondering about this, even though it's kind of like, a cherry pick question. But this is what he says. He says that the number 7 is a very important number to the overall they created, which is the Kiseki, the Kiseki Lord. There are 7 sent in charge, and he kind of says that has like a nice ring to it, so that's why they kind of go along with it. But you guys know there are 7 divine knights as well, so it's kind of like, it is kind of important number in the Kiseki lore or references. But yeah, that's all he has to say. Why class 7, not class 6? Basically, it's an important number, and of course, there's like 7 students, so it's kind of it's kind of makes sense. But anyway, one last question I want to talk about this live stream in particular. It's a 53 minutes and 50 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. 53 minutes 50 seconds. Sorry. And it says here, what game Kondo's like? Now, I know for a fact that Kondo plays Persona because, as you guys know, I mean, everybody that plays Cold Steel knows this already. I already see the reference. But Cold Steel gameplay bonding events is kind of taken away from Persona. It has a lot of features that it takes from Persona. But he says here that, of course, that Persona was a game that impresses him. And he also said that he plays Uncharted and God of War games to learn more of an animation direction. So a lot of inspiration for the animation come from those games. And he also said that he plays Smash with his kids, which you guys do not know. On my last video, I was on vacation the last couple of days, and you play Smash to beat your cousins and nephews, just like I said on my Discord. It's all about Smash. It's all about beating your youngsters, man. That's what about Smash is all about. But anyway, let's talk about a MA that Kondo did on Reddit. I think this is where the most good questions and answers came from this Reddit thread, in my personal opinion. So let's go over a couple of them that I picked. I'm gonna leave the thread in the doobly doo below. You guys want to see everything that he answered on this particular thread, but I'm gonna go over the ones that I think will be beneficial for this particular video for you guys, because you guys do not want to know everything. Only the best stuff I'm gonna be answered here. So here's just one of the questions that I thought was really nice. He says here, will Trail series ever go back to predetermined romances for the leads, or the choose your romance bonding options are here to stay? So this is basically an indirectly question of asking, hey, are we always going to be having like a waifu situation? You guys know I was not really a fan of that waifu situation. A lot of you guys were not fan, some people liked it, or having pick your own girl or whatever. But this is his answer, which is actually it's actually okay answer. He says here, the reason Cold Steel ended up in this fashion is because we want to portray Rin's student life, and the fact that he had auctions, so it ended this way. Different from Choice in the Sky, we wanted to the player have to have some choice in the matter. As for the new games, we're still planning them at the moment, so who knows how that will turn out. What we'll say that we will use the system that best suits the game. It's an okay answer. I'll take this as an answer. Rin being the school life, it will make sense that he will have a choice of dating or going out with different girls. When you think about it, you're like, yeah, it makes sense. But it still doesn't take away the fact that Rin feels like a self-inserted character. And that's why Rin is not a strong MC as the other caster or previous caster in the whole series. But I gotta give it to you, Kondo. This was a good answer, to say the least. Now moving on, I think this was the best answer out of everything here. But let me go over a few more that I think you guys want to know. It says here, what step is Falcon taking to reduce the delay in localizing new games? This is a good question. I believe the gap of 1 or 2 years or longer after the original Japanese releases significantly impacts the potential success of the games and also frustrates any of your fans. He says here, I would love for the localized version of our game to come out sooner, but the truth is we have relatively short development time on our titles, and therefore we are constantly changing and revising things until the last minute. Therefore, we don't think it's best to start of localization until the games are fully complete. That said, this is something I would like to address in the future. I think that's a spelling mistake, whoever was translating this. But basically, Kondo, I guess I should say Falcon, they push out games like every 2 years and a half. They don't really have like a 3-year development when it comes to the games. They usually do like maybe 2 years max, and then they push out whatever games they're playing, that they're creating. Kondo, I keep saying Kondo. Falcon's not really a company that spend too much time on development. Why they really want to be pushing a game every year, one big game every year, and it's kind of taking its toll this time. You can kind of tell that it's taking its toll on the UGS9, Monster of Nox. I'm gonna be talking about this game on the next video I'm gonna be doing, because the trailer has not been appealing to me, guys. I'll be honest. The trailer for the GS9 has not been a good impression to me. I'm gonna be talking about this in another video, but let's move on with this Q&A, MA, because I wanna end this real quick for you guys. So another thing that they asked was how many power arcs are left in the Chose Kiseki series, and it says here there are 3 more arcs currently planned. I knew there was gonna be at least 3 more, so it's kind of expected there was gonna be 3 more arcs. But for those that were not like in, because I always throw in my own opinions, this is pretty much confirmed. There's gonna be 3 more arcs. It's gonna be Koval, the what was it, Koval? No, Umbria. I think it was no Umbria. I can't recall, but there's 3 more arcs. So there you go. The series is gonna end in 2030. As one of my previous video that I did a long time ago on Cold Steel 4. The Kiseki series is planned to end on 2030. For those that do not know, so I kind of expected to see 3 more arcs, including Copal in there. So there you go. 3 more arcs. They're coming out. Another question here. It says, hello Mr. Kondo, are you interested in doing more female protagonists in the Kiseki series? Oh, Estelle is my favorite Kiseki character. I would love to see another spin on a female protagonist in the world of Samoria. He says here, all characters, including the main character of our games, are created to suit the setting and location. If we find that a female lead will suit a given scenario and setting, we will absolutely have another female lead. So Kondo didn't exactly answer the question. He was basically saying, hey, if the female lead sort of fit with the scenario and the game, we will go for it. But it's basically depending what we're trying to do, that we go with a female lead. Okay, fair enough, Kondo. I'm still happy that Stell was the first MC you guys did. And yeah, that's pretty much it that I can say about this one. He didn't exactly answer it, but he said that it just depends on what they're trying to do, that they're gonna have a female MC. But you guys know on the leaks, the next MC is gonna be a duo, so we're already gonna have a female and male lead. So there you go for those that haven't keep up with my videos. Alright guys, moving up. It says here, greetings from Florida. I'm been in love with every Falcon game I played for many years now. Was there ever anything you really wanted to include in a game that you had to abandon for some practical reason. What is one of the greatest difficulties you ever had when creating a game? So this is what he had to say. In terms of Cold Steel, we learned that Ring hometown is in Jameer. I think that's how you say that. Jameer. We really wanted to include that in Cold Steel 1. It didn't make it in, and we end up having to use that story part for the drama CD and movie that connects 1 and 2. Still, we almost never give up on the idea, or we'll never get up on an idea and try to find a way to get it out there somehow. Yeah, drama CD that I personally haven't even bothered with. So, yeah, this is why Cold Steel, especially Cold Steel 2, suffers a lot. I feel like it's the Kiseki game. It's the worst Kiseki game of all time, I gotta say. Cold Steel 2 to me is a game that I cannot play more than twice ever. Like, it's just too bloated with a lot of things that shouldn't have been there. You know, I feel like they could have put a lot of the drama CD situation on that game, but you know, it's another video for another time, I guess. that video is coming out when I do the Chosen Cold Steel 2 review, which I'm gonna be talking about all the flaws that the game has for me personally. But anyway, moving on. Hello and thank you for doing this MA. Just a simple question for someone who enjoys music. What's your favorite song from the G series, and what's your favorite song from the Kiseki series? Pretty simple. For Jizz, since I played it as a kid, to make the end of battle is one of my favorites. Alright, fair enough. For Kiseki, I often find myself humming Silver Wheel. Hell yeah, Silver Wheel. Golden Winds. Alright. Incidentally, whenever the JDK band plays live, those two songs are always in the set list. There you go. Silver Wheel is one of the like I said on my Trust in the Sky review. It's definitely on the top 3 Kiseki music soundtrack of all time for sure. And everybody's top 3 gotta be there. And the last question that I want to go over you guys, this is one right here. Hello, Mr. Kondo. Thank you for taking the time to do an MA, and thanks for the great games. What is your opinion on the turbo button speed up function in Cho's games? And the second question says here, for Cho's games again, can we get harder difficulty options about Nightmare like G's and Tucker's another half? We're already too familiar with the series. I promise you we can handle harder difficulties. This is another good question about the fight the dice. So this is what you have to say. So high speed mode was something that the players really appreciated when we added to the game. So I think it is a feature we will continue to use. All right, but other than this, as that will totally destroy the balance. Okay, fair enough. Now this is the question that I really was wondering about, the higher difficulties of the Cho's the Kiseki series basically. These fans seem to love to having those harder and harder challenges, but I wonder if people really want those harder modes in Kiseki. I feel like we will get complaints on like this, which is relying on skill. Kiseki is turn-based, and it might seem like the games are poorly or unfairly balanced. What? This is one of the most nonsense questions I probably ever heard Kondo give out in a Q&A ever. I think this is the worst. I saw so many MMAs that Kondo did in all these different gaming platforms, and this is like the worst shut up answer he did. He says that if we introduce an even harder mode besides Nightmare mode, that it's gonna look like the game is unbalanced, and I'm like, what? You know, the Kiseki game is so easy, bro. It's so easy. You guys see any of my Kiseki games, they're all in armor mode. You know, I play Ghost 1 in armor mode, Ghost 2 in armor mode, Ghost 3 in armor mode, Ghost 4 in armor mode. I play second chapter in armor mode was definitely hard. I'm not gonna lie about that one. The third was also super hard on armor mode. I gotta give it that. Setup was okay. It wasn't that bad. I don't know. It was okay as well. It wasn't too hard. I feel like after setting up, the game started becoming way too easy to play in terms of playing the hardest difficulty. And the hardest difficulty is always easy in the beginning, but then after you pass the prologue, the game just becomes way too easy. This is a really bad answer, to be completely honest, man. I was not happy with this answer. I feel like Kondo should have said something like they could have co-created something like Inferno mode in the Kiseki series. You can only use items. Maybe you can only use one item per battle, something like that. I don't know. Might give us something more challenging. The normal mode in the Kiseki series are very easy. You guys see in my videos. I never really had that much of a difficulty. Probably maybe with 2 bosses, maybe. But it's a couple of answers. I personally did not like it. So. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video here of the MMAs that Kondo did. Like I said, Kondo did a whole different, he went to many different platforms, like in GameStop I believe he did. He went to Easy Alice as well to talk about Cosio 3. Kondo is being trying really hard to push Cosio 3 a lot. You know, he really wants this game to be the breakout. Basically, he wants this game to be the breakout of the series. You know, he wants the game to blow up with this game, it seems like. And you know, Kosho 3 is a really good game. Is up there. I believe if my list, let me see if I put it up here in my list real quick. I think in my list I have it as one of my top 3. Is it Kosho 3 on my top 5? Well, Kosho 3 is actually on my top 4. I actually have like a ranking. I already have a visual how everything's gonna be ranked once I did all my reviews. Kosho 3 is my top 4 best Kiseki games of all time. So it's a good game, man. It's a good game. I believe the fan base is gonna like this game. You know, it has a lot of different the UI, just the UI alone, it will attract a lot of new players. You know how easy you can fight and how easy it is to navigate the menu. So alright guys, I'm gonna end the video right here. I have about 4 more videos coming out this week. Sorry, I just been, you know, I came back from vacation, and then after that, just kind of like took a laid back and play Apex Legend, and you know, it's just me being sarcastic. You know, I just take my time making this video. So alright guys, see you guys on the next one. Catcha.